This video is brought to you by MyPlayerPage.com, the best place for athletes to showcase their information. Visit us today.
Well, Randy McKee here, and I'm here to start out the interview a lot different than I've been doing it the last few years. I'm going to be saying Randy McKee here with Soccer 701. We're very happy to be starting a website for North Dakota Soccer now, and you know, right now we're probably initially it's going to be kind of a Soccer 700.5 so we can get some more help up there, but we're very happy to try to expand our operations up to North Dakota.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on, and I'm excited to hear that you're putting something together for us. We need to get some more exposure in North Dakota for the North Dakota players. I think, for them to open some doors for opportunities for those guys.
Yeah. Well, you know, Mike, you've been down here, you know, in Sioux Falls and around South Dakota, soccer, bringing teams, and you know, you've got this U16 team you've been working with the last couple of years, and you know, those guys are starting to look pretty tough.
They are. They play a lot. They play all the time. They're hungry to get better, and coming down here, we like it. It's a quality event. They do a really good job of hosting it and bringing in quality opponents for us, and just the experience that they've been gaining over the last couple of years, it's really starting to show, and they've been pretty dominant. So.
Well, you know, and your club has brought, I think you probably have more teams here than you've ever had before at this Dakota Alliance event. And, you know, this Sanford Fieldhouse is such a great place to bring a team and get a lot of different competition.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's a very nice place here. Wish we could get more things closer to home like this, but, you know, I think it's worth it. Worth a six and a half hour drive to come here. You know, really is. So,
how, you know, you guys have a sports dome in Bismarck, and you know, I'm sure you keep that pretty busy. But do you train players in gyms around town too during the winter?
I have. This year I haven't done as much of that. I think before we came down to the December tournament, we got some gym time and got some extra days for them. Otherwise, you know, it's just 1 to 2 days a week at the dome, which isn't always enough. But right now they started playing league in January, so they're getting some extra games under their belt. I know there's a couple of guys who are even doing adult league, so it's just the more they can play, the better.
Do you ever get across over to the Fargo area to do friendlies and matchups with those teams?
Not really. Not lately. Hopefully, you know, coming in the near future here, especially because my 15-16 mixed team, which was in the Olympic division for the 16s, we came across a really good team from Tri-City, and they beat us this morning, so very good. They deserve to win. Very good game, very well coached, and it's good to see a group out of Fargo that's that competitive. So hopefully in the future we can line something up to play those guys again.
You know, your kids are in your age group and above are getting ready, I think, at least on the girls' side, to go into high school season. Do the boys play spring too or fall?
Well, for example, the 16 guys last year when they were 15, they were in MRL, so they were playing in the spring. But typically, you know, the boys are just doing some training, maybe, you know, a friendly game here or there. But the girls, obviously, the high school season for them. So they don't play quite as much, but we do try to get them some training during that time.
You know, last year, North Dakota had a horrible start to their high school season. So much snow everywhere and ice. And how's it looking up there this year?
Better, I think, but, you know, we'll talk in April. You just never know. Might get hit with a big blizzard or something. Last year was just a nightmare. And I had a team trying to prepare them for MRL, and we just couldn't even get outside until May. It was just really difficult, and especially once April hits, if the high school teams can't get outside, then they get priority on the indoor space. So we were just really out of luck there. It was a really difficult situation for us.
Well, you know, after all, it is North Dakota, and you can't go expect to get in the shade of a palm tree there. You kind of take what you get.
Exactly. It's tough when you're training for the outdoor game. You need space where you can do more than just 5v5. You need to be able to at least do, you know, some 7v7 or more. So that's where we found it really difficult. but there are some things that have been built in Bismarck lately, like, for example, right next to the dome, the Shiloh School just built a very nice turf field up there. So that and maybe some other things in the works here in the future might open some things up for the kids, especially in the springtime, to get outside.
So do you have your boys in MRL again this year?
No, they're not. They're not this year. They're not at MRL, but they're going to be trying to do some really competitive events, and they're getting to the age where they could probably start doing showcases, and they're going to be juniors next year. So they're getting to the point where, you know, they're trying to work the college coaches and, you know, reach out to them and get exposed to those guys and opportunities to get seen.
And you have, like a lot of other local clubs, have tapped into some of your resources there at the college level.
Yeah, we have a lot of coaches at Dakota United that are from the University of Mary program, past players, current coaches, etc. Some BSC coaches as well. Bismarck State College is our junior college program up in town there. So, yeah, we got some coaching resources, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, it's especially on the boys' side, but for the girls' side, it's there's a lot of competition for not a lot of jobs, especially on the boys' side up in our neck of the woods. And, you know, the kids got to get out and show themselves and be a lot more active than there's that myth that you'll be discovered, but that's not the case, is it?
No, it's not. And, I mean, just playing high school soccer, if you think you're going to get seen, it's probably not going to happen. You might be a really good player. Maybe the colleges, you know, in North Dakota, which is Jamestown and University of Mary, pretty much. But you really have to market yourself. You have to get out there, reach out to schools that maybe you want to go to, and to try to get those coaches to come to showcase events that you're going to. That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. So if you're a teenage player and you're listening to this, listen to this guy. He knows what's going on. So, well, you know, Mike, we're going to get on. We got to get over and get to another game. But, you know, when we decided we were going to do Soccer 701, I wanted you to be the first guy that we interviewed on there. And you know, could be you're the last one too. But we're gonna try to get up there and do for the North Dakota players what we've been able to do for South Dakota. We've, you know, created, I think, an environment where soccer is important here to a lot of people, and we really hope to do that at the 701 too.
Absolutely. South Dakota's got a really good soccer culture. I would like to see us move more in that direction. All the indoor tournaments that you guys have throughout the state, I think it's great, and we're getting there. Well,
we'll do what we can to help. So, Mike, thanks a lot for being the very first Soccer 701 interviewee, and we look forward to a long and happy friendship with you.
All right. Thanks so much, and once again, Randy, good to see you.
This video is brought to you by MyPlayerPage.com, the best place for athletes to showcase their information. Visit us today.